getting back into and reviewing last week's game with Oklahoma State, first I would just say I was just very proud of our players to rise up and play the way they did when they had to go to Stillwater and to, in the game that they had to have and to meet those challenges, make plays when they had opportunities to make them, and and win the football game. And it was really a well-played game, and I was really pleased in all parts of our game and the way we played. I guess to start with offensively, I thought DeMarco Murray had another huge day just in all that he did, running the ball, tough yards, making some people miss them, getting extra yards, catching the ball. Was just outstanding again. Of course, Landry Jones, so proud of the fact that he had a few rough spots, but overcame them with a huge fourth quarter with, when you throw for over 200 yards and 2 TDs in the fourth quarter when you have to, threw some balls right on the money and played well. Cameron Kinney had a huge day. A guy that has had his moments through the year that really stepped up, had some big third down catches on top of the 2 touchdowns that he had, and was great. Ryan Broyles again was sensational, another touchdown, and some other nice plays. James Hanna, a huge day there at tight end, caught a lot of balls and not just a big touchdown there towards the end. He was a big factor early in the game. Eric Mensick, Ben Hayburn again was really solid. Trey Millard was one of our players of the game, goes a little bit unnoticed, not only the touchdown there with the fullback position, but also had 18 knockdowns, which is maybe a record for us. When your fullback knocks different people down 18 times, you're really, he's really playing well. And then defensively, I thought that they did an excellent job of forcing 3 turnovers and a bunch of 3-and-outs. Even after the third quarter, they come down in their opening possession score, and then we have a couple 3-and-outs back to back. And when you're playing that way, getting turnovers, getting 3-and-outs, it complements the offense, who was really picking up a lot of third down. Our third down efficiency was really good. That's what results in 107 plays offensively when you're playing together like that. So. Some guys defensively that really did well. Jeremy Beal once again was excellent. Ronell Lewis had a big game, one of the players of the game also. Travis Lewis, Quentin Carter, and Austin Box with the interceptions. Were really solid, and the guys played well. Jimmy Stevens, I thought, was one of the more special players of the game. All the points in the fourth quarter, all the field goals, the 3 field goals in the fourth quarter were huge, and hit them all well. So that was a big part of the game also. So again, we're just proud of the play of the guys to play like that, and we knew, everyone knew you had to have it to have a chance to keep pursuing the Big 12 championship, and now we're in that position, and once again, and our guys wanted that. That's what we've done here a good 8 times in the last 11 years, and those are what our expectations are, and they've met them, and now we need to win it. So we're playing an excellent team in Nebraska. Bo Pelini and their staff have done a great job in just a few years of playing great defense, offensively really controlling the ball, leading the league in rush offense, and then they're really good play-action passing off of it, getting big plays. They've done that really well through the year. Defensively, they've been consistent over the last couple of years, just really tough to move the ball on. Physical presence up front. Secondary really squeezes you in the way they cover you. So they really make you work for everything that you get. And then they got a solid kicking game, too. Their field goal kicker's been excellent, one of the better guys in the country. And so, really, he's got a really solid football team, one that we had a heck of a game with a year ago. We've played them the last couple of years, and a year ago in Lincoln, we had a heck of a game with them, and physical, tough-played game. So I anticipated being another, physical, tough game here this week, going down to Arlington to play. It's exciting to be in this venue, going to the stadium and being in this environment. Our players are really looking forward to it. I would say that we're going down with the great, of course, feeling and attitude the way we've played over the last 3 weeks. We have a lot of momentum. a lot of confidence. I think we've got a good routine in how we're working through the week, and our players are really excited about it. I guess I have to say something, of course, the tradition and history of this rivalry is second to none. You know, when you look at the number of years it spans, when you look at the number of times we have met through the years, Big 8 conference to Big 12 conference, where we've met and there's been championship implications on this game, you know, conference and even in some cases national championship implications. So it's one of the more special rivalries in all of football, and it's really fitting then that here it is, our last time we're together in the conference together, to have one more, I like to say one more go at it. It's really kind of exciting for everybody. We'll see. Jonathan Nelson practiced yesterday and felt fine, so we anticipate that being just fine. And DeMarco has improved over the last couple of days, so we'll just see. It's a little early in the week. I'm not hiding anything. Once I know one way or the other how he's feeling, the positive part is he has felt much better each day, and so so we'll see. For me to say anything else puts pressure on him, whether I'm expecting him to play or not. I want him to be comfortable and feel good about it. And in the end, we'll just see how the week goes. And once I know for sure, I'll get out a statement, even if I'm not having any conferences, to make people aware of whether he will or not.
Talk about the maturation process of Hannah. You've always bragged on his athletic ability and things, but this year he's had his most productive year as a receiver.
Yeah, he and Trent really together as tight ends have really complemented each other well, and they continue to do a lot for us, capturing or trying to block some edges for us to help us run the football. But then they're really good weapons, pass protecting, and then you sneak them out into routes, and sometimes you're not sneaking them out into routes. They're split out, and they're good route runners. They've got good hands, and James does a really good job for us.
Were you pleased with the all Big 12 coaches team? How'd you feel about that?
I'm not, I'm really happy for the guys that made it. I'm always surprised at some that don't make it. Not to take anything away from other players in the league. There's a lot of good players, so, it's always a difficult thing. I find it odd, though, that the voting is done before our Oklahoma State game, one of the more important games of the year, and all the votes are in before that game. Doesn't seem to really be right, but that's that's how it goes. And so you're always there's, I think everybody, I guess every coach always has 3-4 other guys that you're thinking, gosh, how did he not be recognized? But that's the unfortunate part of individual awards.
How did Landry Jones make second team?
I can't go into that. And then I'm pointing fingers at other players. So you guys can do all that. That's not the right thing for me to do. But Landry's had a great year, and he's at the top of the league in most all categories. He's in the top of the country in most categories. So he's had a special year, and that last one at Oklahoma State was one of the more special ones. The way he, in the fourth quarter, threw for 2 touchdowns, 203 yards, and made some great throws, stepped up in the pocket when we really needed him to, and delivered some great balls.
Why the vote last week and not this week?
You'd have to ask the conference that.
The way you guys took a few seconds off of every play during that game on offense, basically almost slowed things down, got up to the line, made sure the read was right. Is that part of helping Landry? Is it part of taking Oklahoma State's offense off the field? Is it part of?
Same thing we did all year. Was no different.
Instead of snapping.
I've been asked all week, they thought we went faster because we had 107 plays. So I don't know what your perception was. I mean, everybody has a different one, but we snapped the ball pretty fast.
It looked like you were snapping it. Instead of with 20 seconds or 15 seconds, it was 15 seconds or 10 seconds.
But we've done that all year. We always go up, act like we're going to snap it, then look, and then sometimes we snap it right away. But I mean, it was no different than, again,
I thought the execution and the third downs, 15 third downs and all that kind of thing.
And a lot of tempo, too. Go back and watch how many times we're snapping it fast as well. It was the same as it has been all year.
Talk about the decision to go with multiple defensive ends. Was that to help against their running game or help the defensive ends?
Well, it was more because of their four wide presence, And even in their two-back situations, not having tight ends in the game, we just felt it gave us an advantage, playing that front because of the different ways, their spread-out formations, the way they throw the football and run together. We felt it would, be more productive, defending it, than our traditional front, and fortunately it worked out that way.
Bob, what challenges does it put on your defensive staff, not knowing if Martinez, their quarterback, is going to play or how much versus Green, who's more of a passer?
Yeah, I don't see that it changes a whole lot. I watched, you watch Martinez. I'm trying to, must have been I'm trying to think of a few games that just throw the ball all over the place. So I guess it was Oklahoma State, and he's done it a few times. So. I don't see it being a whole lot different. If you're not sound in your coverage, whoever's back there at quarterback, they're going to throw it their share of times too. And, and they're still going to run it with their quarterback regardless of who's in there. So I don't see it making a real big difference in our eyes.
You guys go over with Landry how to throw the ball, make sure it gets out of bounds when you're throwing it away?
I'm sure Coach Heupel's coached them up on that last year, along with through the last few years. He didn't throw far enough. It's pretty obvious, wasn't it? Gosh, that's pretty simple.